Well, Hibs seem to save their best for these Sky Sports cameras, and they'll certainly need to be at their best today against a rejuvenated Celtic. There's a debut for Martin McIntosh, signed from Stockport. His arrival on the scene allows Frank Sauzee to revert to midfield after his defensive role against Clydebank midweek. There's no Russell Latapi. Easter Road's chief playmaker is on international duty with Trinidad and Tobago, so Paatelainen returns to the starting lineup and Dirk Lehmann keeps his place.
Yeah, you mentioned Frank Sauzee there, Ian, and I think Alec will be delighted that he's able to move him forward into the midfield area where he can be so influential. I also think it's important for Sauzee tonight that when Hibs lose the ball, he gets himself back into this area. That's where we expect Berkovic to float for Celtic. Sauzee's going to have to close him down as often as he possibly can tonight. If Collins and Lovell get down this side, I think you can expect both McGinlay and Lehmann to drive into that back post area and support what is a very tasty front partnership of Miller and Paatelainen.
Well, Celtic's midweek hat-trick hero Tommy Johnson misses out with a hamstring problem. It's just a twinge though, he should be okay for the Old Firm game. Johnson's absence means a first start under Kenny Dalglish for Berkovic. Fit again, Vidar Riseth is on the bench, along with the artist, who will definitely be known as Rafael.
Well, Kenny could have chosen to bring young Mark Burchill in and gone with the front two. He hasn't. He's reverted really to a system that was often favoured by John Barnes. I think there's far better balance about the Celtic side with three at the back. They get far more out of McNamara and Mahe on either side. Wieghorst and Petrov, both naturally sitting midfield players. But I think it's from midfield forward that Celtic will present the biggest danger tonight. Berkovic and Moravcik. I know there are some people who think they can't play in the same side, but if they can get that pair on the ball along with Mark Viduka tonight and they're allowed to play, they will give Hibs problems.
Well, Hibs have slumped to 7th in the table. It's time for a few of their players to stand up and be counted. With Rangers surprisingly held at home by St Johnstone yesterday, Celtic can see some light at the end of the title tunnel. It's Hibs against Celtic, Edinburgh versus Glasgow, the East against the West of Scotland. And it's always a fixture that has a bit of bite. Celtic have won 3 out of 3 since John Barnes' departure. Hibs are still seeking their first league win of the new millennium. This will be some game in which to get it. And a big crowd at Easter Road. We'll soon get a glimpse of these players. And it really does promise to be a cracking contest here in the Scottish Premier League. This part of Edinburgh, the Scottish capital, is buzzing tonight. And it could well be buzzing for Mark Viduka. He's scored in his last 9 league games. Another one today would equal Marco Negri's record of 10 in a row for Rangers. Viduka has 24 goals in all this season. Well, Hibs top scorer Kenny Miller has been linked with a number of big clubs, including Leeds, Leicester and West Ham. And the scouts are out again in force tonight to check out this talented 20-year-old. It's a baptism of fire for Martin McIntosh. Alex McLeish finally got his man, and he'd been after him for a while in a £250,000 deal from Stockport. The man in charge tonight at Easter Road is Jim McCluskey. It's the intimidating Celtic huddle. I'm sure these fans have sussed the scenario. Wins over Hibs, Rangers and St Johnstone this week could put Celtic top of the table next Saturday. Easier said than done, of course. Implausible, maybe, but certainly not impossible. And it will be Celtic who will kick us off. Celtic with a chance to make up ground in the title race, although the last 5 times they've played the day after Rangers have dropped points, they have been unable to capitalise dropping points themselves.
think that's the danger tonight, Ian, that Celtic perhaps take their eye off the ball and start thinking about Rangers too early, and I'm sure that will have been the message from both Kenny Dalglish and Tommy Burns to their players, one step at a time, and if they have to overcome what I think is going to be a very, very stuffy Hibs side tonight.
Kenny Dalglish in caretaker charge, and it's all gone pretty well for him so far. He's seeking a fourth straight success tonight. Some of these Hibs players have been struggling for form a bit lately. They've certainly made hard work of getting past Clydebank in the Cup in midweek at Capello, but Alex McLeish's men really gave Rangers a right old game here a month ago, and I'm sure they are ready to rise to the Celtic challenge. Tom Boyd gets the throw. There's Paatelainen who was quickly on him. History is hardly on Hibs' side today. They've only won one of their last 23 league encounters with Celtic. This is Wieghorst. Boyd forced to send it back to Dimitri Kharine, preferred again to Jonathan Gould. Stubbs. Viduka closing in on that record held by Marco Negri. Wieghorst. Lovell failing to get a decent challenge in. And it's going to be a corner as Mahe tried to pull it back. It came off Collins.
Yeah, might have done better there, Stefan Mahe, in a good position. He had time to look up, but he couldn't clear the first defender.
Giant Swede, Johan Mjallby, will hope to be an imposing presence in the box. Stubbs also up. And they jostle for position as they await Moravcik's corner, which certainly caused a scare.
That's a terrific corner. It would give any goalkeeper a problem, this one. Look at the pace on the ball. Nick Colgan decides to come, and he ends up, he doesn't get anywhere near it. It's a terrific corner into the perfect area for Johan Mjallby to go and attack. And if anything, there's perhaps just too much pace on it for Mjallby as well.
It's a biting, cold, windy evening in Edinburgh, and a free kick is going to go in Celtic's favour for the challenge by Lehmann, Petrov.
Yeah, it might even be for handball. He certainly clattered still in Petrov, but he played the ball with his arm as well. Lehmann, I think, will drop off and make it a midfield four when Hibs lose it, but he'll try and get forward when he can.
McNamara backing across that, and Stubbs couldn't quite get a second bite at it. This is Lehmann, and barged over by Mjallby.
Well, I think you see just how solid Johan Mjallby is there. Dirk Lehmann coming off second best. There's no doubt it was a free kick.
Kenny Miller. Miscontrolled by the youngster, who was watched by scouts from Leeds and Leicester, amongst others, at Capello in midweek when Hibs came through their Scottish Cup replay against Clydebank. Celtic going for a hat-trick of wins over Hibs this season, having beaten them 2-0 here in September and 4-0 in Celtic Park in December. In fact, Hibs haven't scored against Celtic in their last 5 meetings, something they will want to put right here. John Hughes facing his former club, but here's Boyd. Mahe. And it might break here for Miller. Kenny Miller not giving it up by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I think they'll want to get Kenny Miller one-on-one with defenders at every opportunity tonight. On that occasion, Morten Wieghorst did well just to stay on his feet and hold him up.
McIntosh, a new boy, finding Smith. Lehmann. Cut out by McNamara, who's assisted by Mjallby. A firm challenge from Tom Smith, though. Glasgow born. Rangers surprise goalless draw at home to St Johnstone yesterday, giving Celtic a little bit of extra incentive here. But Hibs haven't won in the league since they trounced their city rivals Hearts at Tynecastle just before Christmas. It's pretty tight there outside of the Old Firm. They're 7 points off the bottom, but 8 points off third place Hibs. Moravcik, Morton Wieghorst, McNamara, Berkovic, Sauzee impeding his progress. Free kick's been taken quickly, and McNamara pushing it through to Viduka, who turns, and a super save from Colgan to deny Viduka.
That's a fabulous save there by Colgan. Look at the footwork here from Viduka, skinning Martin McIntosh, tried to beat Colgan at his near post. Good reaction save from the goalkeeper. But a classic example of just how nifty the footwork of Mark Viduka can be for such a big man.
And the corner pushed away by Colgan. It's only come as far as McNamara though. And now it's Viduka. And Hibs really can't dig it out. Berkovic, now they can dig it out. Moravcik. Paatelainen brings it back to Hibs. McGinlay has taken a knock of a former Celtic man.
Yeah, I think Hibs might be quite glad for a stoppage at the moment. Appearing to be overrun even in these early stages, and I think it's just exactly what Kenny Dalglish and Tommy Burns would have wanted, this kind of start tonight. Celtic will be anxious to take care of business here tonight before they can get their head round the Rangers game.
Tommy Burns back on board at Celtic, of course. Kenny Dalglish in overall charge though. Bertie Vogt's the latest big name to be linked with the job here. Celtic though won't be rushing into it, because this is one appointment they've got to get right, although we seem to say that every time when they appoint someone. Berkovic now just bobbled away from him. Martin McIntosh has already had a inkling of what it would be like taking on Viduka today. Lehmann knocks it on, away by Boyd. Lovell wasn't about to give that up in a hurry. McIntosh for Dirk Lehmann, who has Mjallby breathing down the back of his shirt. Sauzee, Collins, now Lovell. Neat stuff this from Hibs, but then we do know they can play a bit. Kenny Miller, still going, but wrestled out of it by Stubbs. In fact, the free kick will go in Stubbs' favour.
Yeah, I think it could have gone either way, and normally in these circumstances it goes the defender's way. Good turn here by Miller, but Alan Stubbs stuck to his task, even though he's leading with his right elbow there. Linesman's flag was up right away. And whoever's picking Kenny Miller up on that side, they're going to have to get very tight to him.
Well, he only turned 20 in December, Kenny Miller, but one of the most talked about players in Scottish football. And maybe he will force his way into Gary Brown's thinking for the forthcoming friendly games. Stubbs has got to be careful here, and he was. He knew that Paatelainen wasn't far away. and there was little point in messing around. Paatelainen. Petrov. Hughes finding Sauzee. A bit of a loose one. Derek Collins almost benefited. Paatelainen completely miskicked it, but it's actually turned into a pass to Kenny Miller. His cross, though, goes behind.
Yeah, it's a half-decent chance here. It's a good ball in from Sauzee. Paatelainen gets across the front of Mjallby here, and he just mishits it. It's a difficult one to take anyway, but has to go down as a half chance.
Kharine will be familiar, of course, to Chelsea fans. Spent a good few years down at Stamford Bridge. McIntosh's firm header. Stubbs finds his keeper. Here's Stubbs again, giving Viduka something to chase. Doesn't really get that near him, though. Wieghorst. And he's put in a lot of hard work. Celtic, but there's a lot more about his game than that. Moravcik, McNamara, Sauzee takes it up for Hibs, and the man who won the European Cup with Marseille shows everyone how it's done. Miller bearing down on the box, and Lehmann, and Kharine got his frame in the way, and the goal kick has actually been given.
Yeah, good play by Kenny Miller here, because Tommy Boyd is no slouch, but he's quick enough to make half a yard, whip the cross in. Lehmann across the front of Mjallby, and he just can't dink it over Dimitri Kharine. But again, the danger there quite apparent of Kenny Miller and his pace down that right hand side. Good ball in.
Mjallby's little knock. Smith just a bit away from Paatelainen, allowing Wieghorst to mop up. Berkovic, who crossed a Scottish transfer record, $5.75 million, but hasn't really lived up to the price tag. McGinlay and Petrov tangling and tussling, and Celtic get the free kick. Free kick that will be taken by Stubbs. Skidded away from Mark Viduka, though, who incredibly has scored in each of the last 9 league games, and he's on the verge of equalling that record set by Marco Negri of Rangers, 10 in a row. And of course, if he does equal it, he could go on to break it on Wednesday night against Rangers. Wieghorst. It's going to bounce away from Viduka, who seemed to accept that it was on its way out. Smith's throw. It's actually going to go straight out. Throw in, thrown out. And McNamara takes one for Celtic. Stubbs. Wieghorst. And he's got Mahe outside of him. And he's going to use him. Bounced off the boot of Hughes. And neatly away by Collins. Nice one too between Lovell and Sauzee. Hibs have only won 3 of their 12 Scottish Premier League matches here, and that's a pretty poor home record considering the atmosphere here. Should it be more intimidating? Yeah, I don't understand that at all, Ian, and certainly the last time we were through here covering Hibs live against Rangers, they gave Dick Advocaat's side
more than their fair share of problems, and I think even this early in the game we can see that Celtic are going to have their hands full tonight.
Well, in the 4 previous games that Hibs have been featured live in on Sky Sports, there's been a total of 19 goals and some cracking entertainment along the way. A bright and busy first quarter of an hour in this contest too. McNamara. Berkovic. Sauzee. It's aimed towards Miller, but even he had a bit of a chase on to get to that.
Yeah, just asking too much of Kenny Miller there, but you see his willingness to make the diagonal run right across in behind Alan Stubbs there. Tremendous mobility, Kenny Miller.
McNamara fending off Smith. Hughes and McIntosh went for the same ball then. Hughes went for that one on his own. Berkovic. Here's Petrov. And it's actually found its way to Viduka. Berkovic trying to prize an opening. McNamara goes for goal, always rising.
Yeah, a bit over-ambitious here, Jackie McNamara, but too many Hibs jerseys goal side of him really to think about anything else. Good back heel here by Mark Viduka as the ball's played in here to the front post from Stilian Petrov, and he just overhits it ever so slightly for Berkovic, who was coming forward.
Here's Miller. Lehmann helps it on. Away by Stubbs. McIntosh is up and under. Paatelainen. Tom Boyd did well. "35 years of age now, Boyd." Mahe with a throw. Wieghorst. McNamara. And McGinlay slid in.
Yeah, good matching run there by Pat McGinlay, and he's going to have to do that tonight. Petrov far more inclined to get forward these days.
Johan Mjallby. Petrov. Smith presenting it straight back to Mjallby. Now Wieghorst. Derek Collins. Miller. He's so lively, and he's on a bit of a burst here. Paatelainen. That was too far ahead of Miller though.
Yeah, it might even have been intended for Tom Smith, who had come up on the left-hand side on the overlap, but then checked his run. I really don't think Celtic can afford to let this young man run at defenders in this area. And having delivered the ball into Paatelainen, he then tried to make up enough ground to give him a pass as well.
Hughes' header will pop out of play. Mjallby's throw towards Viduka. Petrov nearby, scored his first goal for Celtic against Dundee midweek, although he did handball it en route. Berkovic trying to slip Mahe in, nothing doing.
Yeah, it's one of the few occasions that Celtic have managed to get Ayo Berkovic on the ball in a good position. Sauzee has been pretty tight with him since word go tonight.
He's been left on the bench since John Barnes' departure, but in the starting lineup tonight because Tommy Thompson didn't make it with that hamstring problem. Berkovic wins it back to Celtic. And Miller was certainly putting himself about Stephen Mahe.
Yeah, just a bit over anxious here, Kenny Miller. It's just a tug of the jersey as much as anything else. Oh, he checks inside, catches his left arm. There you see it.
Now Lehmann. Fouled by Stubbs on the German striker who arrived last summer on a free transfer from Fulham, where he was a bit of a cult hero for varying reasons. Collins' free kick. Lehmann's knocked down, and Paatelainen beat Kharine to it. Stuart Lovell! Oh, it's finally put away! McGinlay and Hibs are in front, and they always seem to give it a go against the old firm.
Yeah, just broke perfectly for him at the last moment. I just wonder about Dimitri Kharine's part in all of this. Paatelainen does well to turn it back across goal. As he comes back in there, I just wonder about Kharine there. Knocks it straight out to McGinlay. But Paatelainen does well to get across the front of both Stubbs and Kharine. Kharine trying to get back onto his line, and he just can't do enough to poke it away from Pat McGinlay, who's bombing forward into that 6-yard box as the ball comes back in.
And that's what it meant to Mr. McLeish. And Pat McGinlay scores against his former club. He was actually top scorer in one of his seasons at Celtic.
Yeah, he doesn't get too many these days, but not so very long ago he was one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the business.
Celtic looking to hit back straight away though with Moravcik's corner, and he's got another chance to deliver here. A sweet moment for McGinlay. McNamara though on the rampage, and it's blocked by McIntosh.
Yeah, good block there by Martin McIntosh. Tom Smith has closed Jackie McNamara down very well so far tonight.
Boyd up towards Viduka. Sauzee. Lehmann unable to control it. Here's Tom Boyd. Moravcik slipping it through to Berkovic. Hibs holding firm, although it's given straight to Wieghorst. Mahe, plenty of power on him, and Collins blocked it both times. Well, they gave Rangers a real fright here a month ago, and Celtic are experiencing similar problems. Collins. Mjallby not only got it away, he certainly clobbered Lehmann in the process.
Yeah, that's the ball that led to the goal though, the long diagonal for Lehmann and then the knockdown.
Kenny Miller chasing this. Away by Mjallby, but Hibs can put more pressure on here.
Yeah, Mjallby did well, but once again it's a good ball in. Hibs have put a lot of good balls into that front post tonight.
Lovell tucking it through to Miller, but in the end it bobbles behind. Morten Wieghorst tracking back to help out.
Well, this is the moment that mattered. It's a good knockdown by Lehmann. Kharine comes all the way, but Paatelainen does so well there to turn it back across goal. Kharine at full stretch there, might even be sore on him to suggest he could have done more, and Pat McGinlay wasn't going to miss from that range.
Here is McGinlay. I think he was trying a little back flick there. Turned into a front flip. There's a choice of action for you on Tuesday. Nationwide coverage as the runaway leaders for the First Division, Charlton, go to Walsall. That's on Sky Sports 2. And for Sky Digital viewers, there's interactive coverage on Sky Sports Extra. Or if you prefer, England against Norway, a women's UEFA qualifier. That's on Sky Sports 3 from 7:30. Oh, Dimitri Kharine's kick went straight to Miller. Hibs are hungry here. McGinlay, the goal scorer. Lehmann! Oh, and a priceless tackle from Petrov. And Viduka and Hughes involved.
Yeah, it's going to be a fair old physical contest between that pair tonight. Right up John Hughes Street as well. Viduka backing in there, as he's so good at. Well, John Hughes' hands are all over the place, and you can see why Viduka was unhappy. But just previous to that, a wonderful saving tackle from Petrov. And this was it. Stuart Lovell must have thought he was in here. It just opens up for Hibs here. He's coming onto it. And that's a wonderful tackle there by the young Bulgarian.
Hibs seeking their first win in the Scottish Premier League this millennium. McGinlay. Collins. Paatelainen knocks it down. Here's Stuart Lovell, and it came off Wieghorst and went behind for a corner.
Well, once again, Ian, it's a long diagonal played into the back post area where both Lehmann and Paatelainen are doing ever so well at winning things. The knockdown falls nicely for Stuart Lovell, and it just comes off Morten Wieghorst, but it's a long diagonal from right to left that's giving Celtic all the problems right now.
And another problem for them is an injury to Dimitri Kharine. He will need a little bit of treatment, which will add to the tension here, because once he's had that treatment, the corner kick will be coming in for Sauzee to contend with.
Well, Stuart Lovell just ready to measure this here. It just comes off Morten Wieghorst. Celtic had enough bodies goal side there. But it's been an encouraging first half for this man. He must be well pleased with the response he's getting from his players tonight.
Well, Jonathan Gould is getting ready. Dimitri Kharine seems to have perhaps done something to his ankle as he fell rather awkwardly then. And Jonathan Gould has been out in the cold since John Barnes left. He may well be caught upon here. He put in a transfer request, which he's since withdrawn.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't have expected to get his chances quickly again, Ian. As you say, it wasn't so very long ago he was heading out of Celtic Park. Changed his mind, and now he may be getting a chance to make the gloves his own again.
Well, it seemed a fairly innocuous fall from Dimitri Kharine, but he looks in trouble.
Yeah, I think you can see Brian Scott has spent a fair bit of time over him. and they'll give him as long as possible, but it's the one position where you can't afford to take many chances with. And if his mobility is affected, he's really going to have to go. He just comes out to narrow the angle here, and it's nothing more than a slip. No contact, nobody near him.
Well, Dimitri Kharine is going to be stretchered off. He's waited a while to get his chance in the first team here, and after just 3 games and 30 minutes, he's sidelined again. Kharine is going to go off, and Jonathan Gould is back in business in a Celtic goalkeeping jersey, but it's the end of the game, sadly, for Dimitri Kharine.
Yeah, he had to wait a long time for his chance as well, Ian, so you can only feel real sympathy for Kharine. And it's a difficult moment for Jonathan Gould to come on and face a corner for Hibs, and they'll try and put him under some early pressure here.
Hibs 1 up, going for a second, and there was a push. It's gone in, but there was a bit of pushing going on, and Martin McIntosh is denied a debut goal.
Well, Celtic are fortunate here because Martin McIntosh gets a free header here on the end of the cross. Maybe given against John Hughes there, who appeared to tumble Alan Stubbs in the box. Certainly McIntosh thought he was in for a second.
Mjallby, McNamara. Viduka stumbled just as that pass was made by Jackie McNamara.
Well, the corner's hung up here nicely. You see John Hughes bombing forward there, and it's actually Morton Wieghorst he clatters. And there isn't much doubt about the contact. Alan McLeish's joy short-lived, and I think the correct decision by Jim McCluskey.
The whistle went straight away for the second goal. Would have been a cue for major celebrations in Edinburgh. Alex McLeish's men have certainly entertained along the way this season without picking up the number of points that they perhaps should have done, although I'm sure every manager will say that. Stubbs up towards Viduka, and it's a goal kick. McIntosh felt he was fouled.
Well, we know Viduka can look after himself, and yeah, I think that's a free kick there. I think McIntosh is taking while he's up in mid-air for that. Jim McCluskey quite happy to let it go. It's up to Hibs goal kick anyway.
Hibs have finally scored against Celtic for the first time in 6 games, stretching back to August 1997 when Chick Charnley was on target against them.
The thing that surprises me here, Ian, is that we haven't really seen a Celtic response. I mean, they had a marvellous result. St Johnstone did them a real turn yesterday by taking a point at Ibrox. They've gone a goal down here and they haven't really responded at all.
Berkovic, though, trying to do something about that. McNamara away by Hughes. Boyd to Stefan Mahe. Moravcik. Berkovic. And Lehmann snapping in.
Good tackle, and when you notice him when he actually made the tackle, Hibs had every jersey behind the ball there.
Celtic certainly rankled at the moment. Boyd's throw. McNamara's return. Stubbs up towards Viduka. McIntosh was with him. The throw will go to Hibs. McIntosh, a Scotland B international. Lehmann knocked it on, but it's away by Stubbs. Smith. Wieghorst. Straight to John Hughes. Paatelainen. McGinlay away towards Smith. McNamara goes with him and does enough to ensure that it's a goal kick. Jonathan Gould on then, to the injured Dimitri Kharine. Mahe gets a free kick. He's not hanging about, and no wonder. Celtic need to get their act together here. Boyd helps it on to McNamara. Berkovic is outside of him. Viduka wants it played through the middle, but it goes to Berkovic first of all. McNamara! Oh, it's a really awkward one for Colgan. Seemed to bobble right in front of him, but he's got it.
Yeah, it was an awkward one. It isn't Jackie McNamara's best here. Cut back from Berkovic, seems to hit it into the ground there, and Colgan needed 2 attempts at it. Just kicks up in front of Nick Colgan.
Stefan Mahe at the end of another foul, and as usual with something to say about it to Paatelainen. You better be careful, Mahe hasn't got the longest fuse in the world, has he?
Well, I think Jim McCluskey could do without any contentious issues here tonight either. Ian, if he goes into the Old Firm game on Wednesday, you have to question the wisdom of giving him this game tonight.
Berkovic. Boyd. Petrov cut out by Smith. And McGinlay, the goal scorer, wants it. Just went the wrong side of Paatelainen though. Mahe. Moravcik. And Viduka. Well, it looked like he was held then by Hughes. Wieghorst looking to release McNamara. I think it's going to bounce away from him though. No, he has kept it in, but Smith. Actually, it's come off McNamara. It'll be Smith's throw.
Yeah, Smith's done a very good job on Jackie McNamara tonight. Been a very important player for Celtic recently. And Tom Smith has played him well. He's shown him the inside just about every time that Jackie McNamara gets on the ball. I haven't really seen him get to the byline at all yet.
Berkovic. Sauzee for Miller, but Mjallby intervenes. It has rolled out though. It will be a throw. There was a nervous look about Hibs for a while in midweek in their cup game at Capello. No wonder really after a couple of league defeats at St Johnstone and Aberdeen. But they are certainly far from nervous tonight. Really fired up as they were against Rangers a month ago. It's been a good response for Alex McLeish's men.
They look pretty comfortable, Hibs, you'd have to say that. One good save from Mark Viduka from Nick Colgan. A couple of half chances, but they haven't really threatened tonight, Celtic. They have Mark Burchill on the bench, of course. That would give Kenny the option of going with a front two in the second half. I'd imagine that might have already crossed his mind.
Moravcik on Collins. Kenny Dalglish looking rather troubled, but then he usually does. Collins free kick. Stubbs was stretching. Sauzee. Oh, he could be in here. It's Stuart Lovell now. Blocked. Smith. McGinlay to Hughes, and all the way back it goes to Colgan. No Tommy Johnson, of course, buzzing around for Celtic tonight, and he can be really lively and a real handful. Got a hamstring twinge and ruled him out of this game after his hat-trick against Dundee in midweek. Viduka, and Gibbs able to clear out.
That was a decent ball across goal there by Mark Viduka. There's no supporting run from midfield from Celtic.
Boyd with this throw. Viduka. Celtic advancing down this touchline. McNamara will take this one. Viduka was crowded out. Stubbs. Ooh, Sauzee's header didn't quite go where he wanted it to, and he has to knock it over for a corner in the end.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough on the first header. Made sure with the second one, cleaning his own crossbar.
Celtic's fourth corner then. Well ahead on that front, but one behind on the goal front. Moravcik sent it in. It was Viduka at the near post, but John Hughes, of course, was right next to him. Moravcik then to try again. McNamara can give it back to him to try once more. And that's a cracking cross from Moravcik, but it bounced off Wieghorst and didn't fall favourably for Celtic. Mjallby was also in the thick of it, and stayed down for a moment or two, but he's running back now. McNamara, Moravcik. It's high and it's hanging for Viduka, who's brought it down, and it's snapped away by McIntosh.
Yeah, terrific first touch there by Viduka again. He just eases himself into John Hughes, backs in, first touch tries to make a little bit of room, and Martin McIntosh did well to clear.
Moravcik's corner, whipped in and glanced on by Wieghorst, I think it was, but it's gone behind.
Yeah, again it's a terrific corner. Look at the pace and the movement of the ball here as it comes in. Touch on by Wieghorst into the perfect area. And nobody attacking it at the back post.
A frustrating first half for Celtic, anything but frustrating for Hibs. Alex McLeish really making a name for himself as a manager. Wasn't a bad player either, that's for sure. Part of Alex Ferguson's ball-conquering Aberdeen side of the 80s. And there was the little matter of 77 Scotland caps too. Stubbs, cut out by Smith. Viduka, oh, he's got away from McIntosh, and Petrov missed his kick, and Moravcik made a horrible mess of it.
Well, you can't ask for a better chance. I don't know why Petrov doesn't let this come across him and take it on his left side. Once again, Viduka looks up, the measured pullback, and why he decides to take that on his right side, I don't know. A decent chance for Moravcik as well, who's next on to it. Great control again though by Viduka. I don't know what Petrov is thinking about. And Moravcik, arguably the guy with the best technique on the pitch, makes a hash of it.
I think Kenny might have stuck that one away. Lehmann. After that little melee, Sauzee has it. Offside against Dirk Lehmann. Three minutes of time added on in this first half, partly due to the injury to Dimitri Kharine, which signalled the arrival, and the return indeed, of Jonathan Gould. Viduka rose with McIntosh, here's McNamara. And Viduka in there, but might be hung in the wind a bit. Colgan rather wasted the clearance. Former Chelsea and Bournemouth keeper Nick Colgan, who has taken over from Ollie Gottskalksson as Hibs number one here, which is good news for me because I can't really say Gottskalksson's name. Collins attacked by Stubbs, but here's Stuart Lovell now. Sauzee wants it back. He gets it back. Miller. Mahe is the man who comes out of that. Petrov making a burst through the middle. Colgan, though, will get there.
It took a long time to come for it, I'll tell you. His defenders were waiting for him to come and take that. It took a long time to make up his mind.
It's half-time at Easter Road, and a goal from the man who was once Celtic's top scorer in a season, Pat McGinlay, has given Hibs the lead. And just as they were against Rangers, they are up for it in a big way here. It was Paatelainen who stepped in. Lovell had the first attempt. McGinlay was on hand too. Celtic lost Dimitri Kharine injured. Jonathan Gould had to come on, but it's clear they have a lot of work to do here. It's going the way of the Hibees of Edinburgh at the moment. Half-time, Hibernian 1, Celtic 0.
Now we hear that Berkovic is off for Celtic and Mark Burchill at long last is on. Charlie, will that change it for Celtic?
Yeah, I think it will change the style. I think they'll throw Burchill up front with Viduka, but you know, it's no surprise Moravcik has been as quiet as I've seen him in a Celtic shirt tonight with the return of Berkovic. You can't blame Berkovic for that, but it'll at least give a bit more appetite and a bit more speed for Celtic.
OK, the second half now, let's rejoin David Provan and Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. So Hibs leading by a goal to nil. Celtic have little margin for error as they try to catch up with their Glasgow rivals, Rangers. And they've been handed the chance to catch up after the champions were held by St Johnstone yesterday. But Hibs have produced some fantastic football this season. We haven't really seen much of that in the first half, but they have certainly been fired up for duty here.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not surprised at all that we're seeing Mark Burchill on. Ian, I think Mark Viduka's done very well, but he's been badly in need of a striking partner. A lot of balls have been played up to him and he's done well to hold it in, but it's had very little support, and Mark Burchill might just make that difference.
Two of Scotland's brightest young talents, Miller and Burchill, both on show here then, and Viduka has it for Celtic as they look to hit back right at the start of the second half. It comes to Wieghorst, cannoned off Hughes. Away by McIntosh. Boyd wasn't quite expecting that one. Smith's throw. Free kick given against Paatelainen. Celtic camped inside this half at the start of the second half, and Collins' little nick on that took it away from Moravcik.
Yeah, did just enough there, Derek Cole, onto the back post, and just as well because Moravcik was unmarked behind him.
Petrov, another throw for Celtic. Here's Wieghorst, trying to slip it through to Burchill. Well, it's all in this half at the moment. The Celtic mount a salvage operation. Wieghorst, Viduka. Back to Morten Wieghorst, who slips it through, but it's too far ahead of McNamara.
Well, you're really looking at Morten Wieghorst trying to get a shot away from that position. Tries to play Jackie McNamara in here, far too much on the pass. I have to say I'm surprised he didn't try to get a shot on target. Gives defenders backing off. Well worth a try from that distance, surely.
McNamara, his father, Jackie, played for both these teams. Wieghorst. Boyd. Away by Lehmann as McNamara slid in.
Jackie McNamara at full stretch here. But Lehmann saw him coming.
Hibs will move up just the one place if they win here, into 6th above St Johnstone. Celtic fans hoping that Mark Burchill will come to their rescue. He's only scored twice in his last 13 appearances, although of course he has been a regular sub. Could go a long way towards explaining that. Fleeting appearances. Here's Mahe. McGinlay first to it. And tucking it through for Lehmann, but Boyd is there, although Lehmann has done well. Gould collects the cross.
Yeah, good determination wide there by Dirk Lehmann. Tommy Boyd is no slouch and does well to get the better of him here. Poor final ball.
Paatelainen's header, Miller. It's never going to get there, it's cleared by Mjallby. Paatelainen again. Lovell. Miller. Could he be in here? Pushed away by Jonathan Gould. But a decent effort from Kenny Miller, who in many ways has overtaken Mark Burchill as Scotland's brightest young thing. Wieghorst looking to release Viduka. Hughes goes with him. Moravcik, Mahe, Stubbs, McNamara having a little run at Smith. A very good run as it turned out, and Colgan reacted well as it took a ricochet on its way.
Well, better play from Jackie McNamara, at last bursting into the match. The wing back at his best here, a wonderful ball across the face of goal there. Colgan didn't know too much about it, and the ricochet doesn't break for Celtic.
Moravcik delivers. Colgan,
Good catch. Good catch by the goalkeeper there. And they're difficult ones to come and take. It's a superb delivery once again from Moravcik. Good strong wrist there from Nick Colgan.
Lehmann knocked it on. But Alan Stubbs is covering for Celtic, who are the top scorers in the Scottish Premier League with 65 goals, one more than Rangers. Goal scoring hasn't been a problem for them. We'll be hoping it won't be tonight. McNamara. Firm clearance from Hughes. Paatelainen got it all wrong. McNamara. McIntosh's header covered by his central defensive partner Hughes. And it's just a throw.
Yeah, Dirk Lehmann very, very high there with the studs. Tommy Boyd bundled onto the track.
Here's Petrov. It's a Celtic corner, and they're certainly making a fight of it now.
This has looked their best hope so far, a set piece.
Moravcik slipped as he tried to get it in, but it's gone all the way through to Wieghorst, who lifted it up and away.
Yeah, I don't think he thought it was going to drop to him. The late dummy, I think it's Mjallby who steps over it here. I think he caught Wieghorst on his heels here. Short corner work to change the angle of the cross, which wasn't a good one. Mjallby let it run. I don't think Wieghorst was expecting that.
Wieghorst scored the fourth goal when Alex McLeish's men were trounced at Celtic Park in December. But they're getting their own back here at the moment. Sauzee got sent off in the previous Easter Road meeting between the teams back in September. Here's Miller. Smith. Going to carry through to Jonathan Gould, a first half replacement for the injured Dimitri Kharine, who suffered a problem with his knee. Lehmann. Paatelainen. Collins, that's not bad for Sauzee. It was comfortably cut out though by Mahe, and now Mjallby. Now Petrov. A little bit too hopeful that one from the Bulgarian. Smith. Celtic, of course, have already made two substitutions with Gould's arrival for Kharine and Burchill on for Berkovic. Wieghorst to Lovell Moravcik, the skillful Slovakian. It's Mahe on the overlap. Got his cross in, flying header away by Big John Hughes. And Sauzee, credit to Moravcik, who won it back and won it back well. Boyd. Viduka. McNamara nearby. He's ready to deliver. Mahe couldn't find a way through the wall. Miller isn't going to get to that. Stilian Petrov mobs up.
Yeah, Petrov did well there to read the script and make sure he was goal side of Kenny Miller.
Well, it's pretty fast and furious. And a free kick for Stubbs' foul on Paatelainen. Finnish international. Sauzee away towards Lovell, who scored his first of the season in the midweek cup win against Clydebank. It bobbled horribly away from him there though. Stubbs. And McGinley's magnificent tackle sets up Lovell. McIntosh's men really enjoying this encounter after a rough ride in recent times, but Alex knew that they'd have that extra edge tonight. Viduka. Paatelainen flicked it on, but Mjallby dealt with it admirably. Here's Boyd. Now McNamara. Cut out by McGinlay.
Oh, what a good shift Pat McGinlay's put in tonight, Ian. He's been all over that pitch.
And it's his goal. It still separates the sides. Celtic, though, trying to hit back with Boyd. And maybe Wieghorst and Viduka. Blocked by Hughes. He seems determined that nothing will get past him tonight as Mark Viduka hopes to score for the 10th league match running. He did score in the previous 2 games against Hibs this season. Here's Kenny Miller though. McGinlay to Lovell. Collins. From one full back to the other. Tom Smith. Sauzee. Lehmann. Smith. Approaching the hour mark. Celtic still trailing in the month that we will see 2 old firm showdowns. Wieghorst. Viduka. He's working his way around and he finds Moravcik and it just spun off him and went wide.
Well, Mark Viduka couldn't have done any more there, and you can see the disgust in Kenny Dalglish's face. Superb run here by Viduka. Martin McIntosh thinks he's in control of the situation, he's goal side, but Viduka puts a great ball in. Can't ask for a better chance than that. And once again, it's the control that lets down Lovell Moravcik. It just hasn't been his night tonight.
Kenny, well, that sums it all up. Moravcik actually scored twice against Hibs when Celtic won 4-0 earlier in the season, but it didn't quite happen for him there, and it hasn't quite happened for Celtic yet tonight. Miller. Here he goes again. Stuart Lovell takes up the cause for Hibs. And now Miller! It comes to Sauzee! Oh, well, he knew he was going to make fairly good contact.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Ali McLeish could have chosen anyone from his dressing room to be walking onto this volley, it would have been Frank Sauzee, and he just doesn't get it right.
Stubbs. Petrov. Stefan Mahe. Moravcik. Still Petrov. Here's Viduka. What a battle it's been with John Hughes for him tonight. Sauzee finding the ever-lively Miller. Back to Frank the Frenchman. Wieghorst now for Burchill. His sort of ball. And he's pulled it back. But Smith is there to head it behind. Or is it going to go for the throw? It will go for the throw.
The kind of service that Mark Burchill will want tonight. All played into the channels. Too deep with the cross though.
Viduka! And it flashes right across the face of goal, and Celtic really might be starting to think this is not going to be their night.
Again, good service by Viduka. If anything, just too much pace in that for Mark Burchill to get in the end of. Once again, he's played his part tonight, Mark Viduka.
Viduka rising, and again Colgan though will happily come to collect.
Yeah, he wants them up, starting to camp on top of Nick Colgan. He wants them up nearer that halfway line.
Mjallby. Cut out by Collins. Oh, Miller nearly away from Mjallby, and the referee is going to pull it back for a free kick now, and Mjallby is going to get the game's first yellow card.
Yeah, he knows it as well. Great turn here and flick by Kenny Miller. Mjallby completely skinned. He knew from the minute his left hand went up here that he was looking at a yellow card.
So booking for Mjallby, a free kick for Hibs. Frank Sauzee is there. Scored another one of his trademark long ranges against Clydebank in midweek. That one skids all the way through, and Miller follows up. Kenny Miller. It's 2-0 to Hibs, and Celtic have once again blown the chance to make up ground on Rangers.
Yeah, it broke perfectly for Kenny Miller. A wonderful save first of all from Lehmann here. Jonathan Gould does magnificently well there, and he's left exposed as it breaks to Kenny Miller. You can see his anger. Sauzee tries the shot. Gould does magnificently from Lehmann, and it broke perfectly for young Kenny Miller, just as it did against Rangers here a couple of weeks ago. And it's another fine finish from the youngster.
Here is Miller, his 11th of the season, and he really is an exceptional young talent. Viduka. Celtic need to hit back straight away. Hibs have once again risen to the occasion when the old firm come to town. They were perhaps a little unfortunate not to beat Rangers a month ago. They are heading for victory here unless Celtic can come up with one or two tricks. The magnificent Miller with another fine finish. Celtic need to get something here. Moravcik banged it into the near post, but McGinlay was there. Corner. Moravcik whipped it in, away by Sauzee. Mahe, he was put under pressure by who else but Miller. Paatelainen offside against Miller.
That's a danger for Celtic now, pushing on, leaving a lot of space in behind, and Kenny Miller's a man to punish them.
Wieghorst for Burchill, came off his shoulder. Didn't know much about it. Hughes, who's been a tower of strength, knew everything about it. Relishing every moment against his former club. Hughes, here's Wieghorst. McNamara's throw. Petrov. Oh, it's going to come through to Moravcik. Again, it was unconvincing. You're not very good, the cry from the Hibs fans, rubbing it in. I know another set of fans who will be enjoying this scoreline as well. So after 3 straight wins in his caretaker capacity, Kenny Dalglish is really up against it here.
Yeah, you can only imagine what's going through his mind, Dean, because as Charlie said at half-time, the stakes were absolutely enormous tonight. A rare bonus yesterday at Ibrox with that result, a chance for Celtic to get right back in it, and at the moment they're blowing it. And that's to take nothing away from Hibs, who've been absolutely superb tonight.
Hibs once again playing up to the cameras. It's the 5th time we've featured them live on Sky Sports this season. 3 wins and a draw before this. And some real cracking contests along the way as well. If they could only manage it when the cameras aren't here in such force, they would be near certs for European football. Certainly a side capable of turning on the style. So is Celtic, of course. They hit 5 in the first half against Dundee midweek. We'll be hoping they have some goals left in them here. Mahe. Moravcik. Oh, it's Stefan Mahe. And the touch that he required allowed Hughes to knock it away.
Yeah, John Hughes has been superb all evening. Been man-to-man with Viduka for most of the night. Still found the time to get across there and close Mahe down.
Moravcik's corner. Scooped up by Petrov. McNamara floats it in. Doesn't get past the first man though. Lovell not only whacks it away, he gets the throw as well. Wieghorst. That'll be a free kick for the foul from McGinlay, who is going to be in a spot of bother with Jim McCloskey here.
Well, he's been in the thick of it all night, Pat McGinlay. I think he's done a magnificent job in beside Frank Sauzee there. And he may be about to be shown a yellow card here by Jim McCloskey, who wasn't amused by the tackle on Jackie McNamara.
So Jim McCloskey showing yellow for the 2nd time in this game. Oh, the free kick taken quickly. Wieghorst surely. Brilliant block by Colgan. And Hibs are determined to keep Celtic at bay here, although hang on a moment, Viduka got a glimpse of goal and it didn't go through to Stubbs because Collins nicked it away.
Oh, it's a great chance. Hibs just fall asleep here, quickly taken by Moravcik. The first touch isn't good enough for Morten Wieghorst, and it gives Nick Colgan the chance to come off his line and close him down there.
Viduka trying to take strides towards goal, and he's in here. Flag is up though. The flag is up anyway. It wouldn't have counted.
Well, first time in the match that Hibs have looked ragged at the back here, and it's a good decision by the far side assistant Mark Viduka, a yard offside there as it came through to him. But previous to that, a great chance for Morten Wieghorst.
Viduka slipping it through to Burchill, and Colgan equal to it.
Yeah, good stop. I think this has to go across the goalkeeper, this effort here by Mark Burchill. And if he had done that, Colgan might have parried out to an incoming forward.
Mjallby just took a knock as he sent that one back, and Tim McCluskey reckons he's in need of treatment.
Yeah, if he's struggling, I think we can take it that he's hurt. Just shoulder to shoulder there with Paatelainen.
Kenny Dalglish and Tommy Burns in conversation.
Well, Jonathan Gould does his job here. It's a great block, and it just breaks perfectly for Kenny Miller. And at the second time of asking, he does the business again.
Huge kick from Gould. Viduka looking to get the flick on. He does, but Hughes is there, and so is Collins. Mjallby won that battle with Paatelainen. And now Burchill here. Colgan's committed himself. Surely Viduka! He's done it! Celtic are back in the game, and Mark Viduka has equalled Marco Negri's record for Rangers by scoring in the 10th league match running.
Great ball from Mjallby to release Burchill at last. He does just enough to nick it over Nick Colgan. And Viduka with his second attempt buries it, but a great ball by Mjallby, exactly the kind of service that Burchill needed. And Mark Viduka at the second touch does enough to get Celtic back into this game, just as it looked as if they were running out of time.
Goal number 25 of the season for Viduka. And it has set up a fascinating finale at Easter Road. Lovell's cross though. Away by McNamara. Sauzee effortlessly sending it back to Lovell. Collins whipping it in. Paatelainen there. Lehmann. And Celtic with Petrov on the break here. And suddenly Hibs are a little stretched. It's Moravcik with Wieghorst outside of him. Moravcik! And just about dealt with by Colgan.
Yeah, it's a decent stop by the goalkeeper. He needs 2 attempts at it. And little wonder, a lot of dip in that shot there from Lovell Moravcik.
Away by Mjallby. Celtic have a man down, but Mahe has got up slowly but surely. He's been in the walls a little bit tonight.
Well, I don't think Celtic will want a stoppage at the moment. Again, they're in full flow now. They're back in the game.
Kenny Dalglish hoping that his side can look at all that's going on there, can pull themselves level. It's going to be frantic in what remains 15 minutes ahead here. And Viduka continuing that incredible scoring streak. 10 league games running now. And of course he could beat Negri's record against Rangers on Wednesday. Here's Moravcik. Moravcik trying to poke it through to Burchill. Celtic get another chance with Mahe. Moravcik. Fresh confidence about them now, but that'll be Colgan's.
Yeah, it's not the best delivery that Moravcik has thrown in tonight. He's hung it up in the air a little bit too long there, allowed Colgan to come for it.
Wieghorst. Away by Smith to Lehmann. McGinlay. McIntosh's clearance. And a foul given against Mjallby. Sauzee, of course, will stand over it. Is it too far out for him, I wonder? Perhaps not.
Wouldn't bet against it.
Sauzee, it's not too far out for him. Oh, and it dipped a little bit as well.
Well, there must have been a fair bit of movement in that, because Jonathan Gould ended up scrambling across his goal here. That's a tremendous effort there from Sauzee.
It's a shame he's insisting he will go ahead with his plans to retire at the end of the season. Sauzee. Up it goes towards Viduka, and he's fouled Hughes.
Yeah, he just piled into John Hughes there. Don't think you can have too many complaints about that. But Mark Viduka has fired Celtic back into this game when it looked as if they were dead on their feet.
There's a problem with Lehmann at the moment. Whilst Lehmann gets treatment, we'll remind you of a choice of games for you on Tuesday evening from the Nationwide League. Midweek action from Bestcott Stadium as Walsall take on the runaway leaders Charlton, looking for their 12th successive league victory. Sky Sports 2, and for interactive coverage, Sky Sports Extra, or if you prefer, there's women's football on Tuesday evening at 7:30 on Sky Sports 3. It's England against Norway. Sauzee away towards Kenny Miller. Hibs are going to bring on Brebner shortly.
Yeah, midfielder for a forward, I would imagine, at this stage.
Here's Stuart Lovell. Moravcik is hobbling as Lovell sent it in, and it might come through to Lehmann. And Gould was fouled by Paatelainen as he grabbed hold of that. Brebner waiting to join the action. He won't get on just yet. Here's Paatelainen. Stubbs losing out. Smith's throw towards Miller, who once again proves a real handful. Sauzee, a little touch from Lovell. Moravcik, who was hobbling for a couple of minutes and still is a bit, has it now. And McIntosh poops that one into the stand inside the last 10 minutes. And you'll be on the edge of your seat for this. to Viduka, cut the deficit. Here he is. And he gets the corner. Mark Viduka playing his 30th league match for Celtic today. 28 league goals in that time, an astonishing record. Tom Boyd, nobody spotted him. It's going to drift away for a Celtic throw.
Yeah, once again Hibs were just caught sleeping there at the corner. Managed to change the angle of the delivery in with a short corner to Tom Boyd.
Moravcik. Here's Petrov, leaving it for Moravcik. Went straight at Paatelainen. Petrov. Moravcik. McNamara wants it away on the right and might get it via Boyd. Ooh, Kenny Miller might just latch onto this. And he's still giving McNamara problems, and now Miller has hurt himself. Meantime, it breaks for Viduka, and surely, it's not going to go in. Collins hooked it away.
Well, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable miss here from Morten Wieghorst.
Well, the corner's been taken very, very quickly. In fact, they took it too quickly for Jim McCluskey's liking. Kenny Miller is really struggling at the moment, and that will be a concern for Hibs.
Now, Celtic won't get a better chance though, Ian.
In comes the corner from Moravcik. Dealt with at the near post by Lehmann. Everybody back helping the Hibs cause at the moment. Celtic pile on the pressure in their search for an equaliser. Moravcik couldn't get much height on that, and it's cleared by McGinlay. Viduka. Amazing that Celtic couldn't mock it in a moment ago. Here's Boyd. McNamara. It's going to go away from Viduka.
Yeah, just overhit the other cross by Jackie McNamara, but Mark Viduka will still be thinking about this chance he set up. Colgan comes all the way, breaks perfectly there from Morten Wieghorst, and the first touch just wasn't good enough. Alan Stubbs there as well. Had to lift it to him.
It's going to feel like a long 7 minutes for Hibs, maybe. Miller. Mjallby did very well. Boyd. It's bite your nails time at Easter Road. Viduka slipping it through. They were almost queuing up. It's Wieghorst. Viduka, corner, blocked by Hughes, who has never been far away from Viduka tonight.
Yeah, to be fair, Hibs just can't handle Mark Viduka at the moment. That's a sole ploy from Celtic, getting it into his feet right now.
Moravcik's cross comes to Stubbs, off the bar from Alan Stubbs. Amazing. And now it's going to drop behind for a goal kick.
Well, Celtic must be thinking it's not going to be their evening now. Stubbs couldn't have hit this much cleaner, breaks perfectly to him, hits it on the half volley, and it rises just a fraction too high. That's a superb effort from Alan Stubbs. In fact, he just comes off the goalkeeper, I think. I think Colgan just gets a touch there, and neither Tommy Burns nor Kenny Dalglish can believe that.
Well, they'll try again as Wieghorst looks to release Burchill, but it'll drift away for a throw to Hibs. 5 fascinating minutes to go. Comes through to Stubbs. Poor one from Stubbs that time, unusually for him. And Kenny Miller hoping to dish out some punishment here. Having seemingly shaken off his earlier knock. Lehmann. Petrov picks out Moravcik. Celtic storm forward again. Still Moravcik. Any support nearby from Petrov. Now it's Jackie McNamara. And Colgan with another good take.
Yeah, good goalkeeping. Takes all the pressure off his defenders there. They're coming all the way for it.
Mjallby. That's going to swirl away from Viduka. It really is amazing that, as we mentioned earlier, the last 5 times Rangers have dropped points one day and Celtic have been playing the next, they've been unable to capitalise, dropping points themselves. Will it be 6 times in a row that Celtic have shot themselves in the foot? Although, as we also said earlier, take nothing away from Hibs for an excellent showing here. A free kick to Celtic though. Wieghorst. Viduka. And he slips it through to Burchill, and Collins blocked it. It's a corner. Celtic fans hoping that it will go in here. Moravcik to the far post. Oh, there was a mini scramble as it dropped. Moravcik's corner. Hibs happy to whack it anywhere at the moment.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to get pushed up, and that's the most important thing. They've been right on top of Nick Colgan for the last 10 minutes or so.
Collins with a throw. Away by Sauzee. Viduka couldn't quite smuggle it through and spun back towards Colgan.
Well, apologies to Nick Colgan here, because this in fact was a fine save. Just gets enough of his right glove onto it to get it up onto the crossbar, and that may make all the difference to Hibs tonight.
Here's Viduka in the last minute of normal time. It's going to come to McNamara. Now Boyd. Petrov. Away by Hughes, and the flag was up anyway for offside. Man of the match tonight, Davey?
Well, he may yet finish in a losing side, but for me, Mark Viduka has been tremendous, particularly in this second half when Celtic have really needed him. There's been question marks over his future, about his commitment to the club. No one can question that tonight, and he's my Bank of Scotland man of the match.
And he will go into Wednesday's Old Firm encounter with a chance of breaking Marco Negri's record. The chance of scoring 11 games running in the Scottish Premierleague. But such records won't mean much to him if Celtic are on the losing side tonight. Ricochet finds its way through to Moravcik. They cried handball in there.
Yeah, appeals against Derek Collins here as the ball bounced up. Lovell Moravcik certainly appealed immediately. Just here, well, I think he gets his hand down in time. Certainly a difficult one for Jim McCluskey to call.
We're in injury time here. There'll be just 2 minutes of time to be added on. Celtic could have done with a little longer. Offside against Miller, not that it will matter much. He was never going to get to it anyway. And Hibs are going to make a change in injury time to perhaps waste a few seconds. Well, Jean waiting to come on, but he won't get the chance just yet. Collins. Hibs so close to a memorable victory here, and Kenny Miller is given a standing ovation as he makes way.
Yeah, he's done his bit big time tonight for Hibs, and he showed us last month against Rangers that he can mix it with the best, and he's done it again tonight.
An awesome talent, Kenny Miller. No wonder so many big clubs are checking him out. The captain of St Lucia, Will Jean, comes on. Played for a few clubs in England, Ipswich, Rotherham and Plymouth to be precise. Celtic are running out of time here. Jim McCluskey has had a look at his watch. Celtic, given the chance to catch up with Rangers, have failed to take advantage. But they could yet get a point. Moravcik blocked by McGinlay. It's all over, and it's a wonderful win for Hibs, and they really did work hard for it tonight. Pat McGinlay punched a goal against his former club. The second from Miller came after Jonathan Gould had denied Lehmann point blank, and although Viduka got one back, Hibs held on. Once again they produced the goods in front of the Sky Sports cameras. It's their first win of the new millennium. Paatelainen beat Kharine to it. Kharine later went off injured. Lovell had the first attempt. McGinlay was on hand, much to the delight of Alex McLeish and to the delight of McGinlay, scoring against his former club. Miller then whacked in the second. And Mark Viduka's effort, he's on the way to breaking a record, of course, after scoring for the 10th league match running, but it didn't matter in the end because the 3 points have gone to the Hibees. They are celebrating in Edinburgh tonight, but Celtic have once again blown it, shot themselves in the foot after Rangers gave them a little chink of light at the end of the title tunnel. It finishes here at Easter Road. Hibernian 2, Celtic 1.